everyone, it's Perseus the BookWorm here. First video in 3 months. I know I said I'd be posting a lot more here, but of course uni has been busy lately. Currently I'm technically filming this while I'm doing the midst of my last assessments. Sorry for my hair for being a little bit of a mess. I literally just washed it, so excuse it for now while it's drying. So yeah, I just kind of want to say, I'll try and post more, but again, I can't promise because uni is busy, and like I said earlier, I am working on my last assessments for the semester, and then I'll be having 2 screenings because I technically do a screen arts minor and have 2 screenings for them, which basically means that I'll be going in to campus and viewing all the final assessments, or viewing little films that we have made for the final assessment. Or in one case for the second assessment, because we only have one filming for that thing. Sorry if that sounds confusing, it's the best way I could explain it. Yeah, so again, like I said, I'm filming this while doing my last assessments, so this might not be edited until later today, because it's currently technically 1 minute to 1 o'clock, so this might be edited at 7 p.m. or something, depending how much I can get done between now and then, of when I do my final assessments. But enough of uni stuff, because that's none of your business, technically. I'm here to do the Confidential Bookshelf Tag. I don't know why it's called that, who knows, it just is. So there is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 questions. I'll try to answer them all, but I can't promise that I will. But I will try, and that's the most important thing. Trying. And yes, I'm on Hellfire. That's out of the question. So the first question is the oldest book on your bookshelf. This one might be the most obvious, simply because I've mentioned it numerous times on my bookshelf before. It's right there, that's why. It is obviously Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. If I can speak, if we're going on based on when it was published, definitely this one, because it was published in the 1800s, so the 19th century. I had to go calculate that in my head. So this is the oldest book I have, and like I've mentioned numerous times in videos that I have mentioned this book, as you can tell, it's quite well read. Literally this is coming off and it's damaging. So don't worry, it wasn't like this when I bought it. It was just really well read. Now again, if you haven't seen my other videos where I've mentioned this before, this is about this horse named Black Beauty and the cruel masters and the kind masters he has throughout his entire life as a horse, a working horse. That's just a very brief summary of it. If you want to know more about it, you can either research it or look at my other videos where I have mentioned it. So there you go. Okay, next one. Latest book purchase. I do. If I remember correctly, I think this one was my recent one, which is the Go the Distance by Jen Calin. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's see if I can get it right. It's by this person here. Now this is technically one of a bigger series. I'm not sure if it's technically a series because it's just basically a what if thing with different Disney movies. And this one is just gonna go off the blurb here, which is what if Meg had to become a Greek goddess? So it's basically reversing some things, or telling what if she became one instead of Hercules or Zeus. So yeah, this is not technically the first one I have gotten out of this one. I've technically also gotten this one because I like Aladdin, which is the Whole New World one. Not related to this question because it wasn't my latest purchase. So yeah, this one is my latest purchase, which is the Go the Distance one. So yeah, this might be a little rushed. Sorry, but who knows. Now, next one, most expensive book on your bookshelf. I technically don't know because some of these were given as a present for a birthday or Christmas. So I technically don't know which one is the most expensive one. Because I know that I could take into account entire series and all that, But then again, even then, I don't always get the books in series because I sometimes get them individually. So the answer to this one is I don't know. I don't know which one's my most expensive one. Sorry. Next one is most inexpensive book on your bookshelf. Now, I believe it might be this one because, well, technically there might be like a few of these because they were from op shops or like garage sales. So I'm just get a few of them because there's a few. Okay, that one was $3, I think. That one was first hand. There is another one, but I don't know where it is at the moment. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I technically have 3 answers to this one because one of them was from a garage sale, the other 2 were from op shops. There were a few more from op shops, but they were like $1 extra compared to these ones, which are the following ones, which is Blue Noise by Deborah Oswald, one of the Goosebumps books, which is the Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls by R.L. Stine, and Gerald's Game by Stephen King. Like I said, these 2 were from op shops, and this one was from a garage sale. I've read this one 2 or 3 times by now. If I remember correctly, these were $2. These 2 were going at different op shops, so this one was from one single garage sale. But I believe they were all $2, so yeah. Now this one is, I think, about these group of kids who go to a graveyard and then zombies come out. It's been a few years since I've read it, but yeah, so that's that one. I'll put that one back. Oop. This one is about these people who form a band, but they aren't necessarily good at the things that they play. But like one of them does want a guitar, but yeah, I think he's good at it though. So yeah, that's that one. That one was there, I believe. And of course, last one is Gerald's Game. I don't know much about this one. I think I just got it because I liked Stephen King, which is probably not the best way to buy books, but you know, I got it anyway. Too late to return it because this was like maybe a year or 2 ago. Still haven't read it yet, but I do plan on reading it. So yeah, that's that one. Put that one under there because that one's technically where it belongs. So next one is a book you wasted money on. Do I really want to go to the next one? Because that one technically belongs to a different one on the later list. But what is a book that I wasted money on? I wouldn't say any of them yet, because most of them, I'll say some that I could potentially answer are ones that I technically haven't read yet. So like I have one that's literally about Jack the Ripper. I haven't read that one yet, even though I've gotten that one in like 2019. So I don't have an answer for this one because, like I said, most of the books that I've spent my money on I haven't read yet. So answer is none yet. So I'll wait till I've read a book for that one first. Next one is prettiest book on your shelf. Now there is a lot of books that are quite pretty that I find quite good, like in terms of the prettiness, I guess. I was trying to find another word, but I couldn't find one. I do like the cover of this one, which is one I got for Christmas last year. There's also another one that I'm technically looking at as well, which I do like the cover of. I'll get it after I show this one, which is the Red Palace by June Her. I do like the cover on that one. Yeah, I think it's quite good, and even on the back, it's quite good too. I think I mentioned this when I did all the books I got for Christmas in 2022 book video. So yeah, that's that one. Still haven't read it, but I'm planning to. Now I've got to read that one. Ooh, don't know what that was. Or something. No, I technically also like this one as well, if I can get it out. I also like the cover of this one, which is the Dokubi Vicious Spirits by Kate Cho. I like the cover of that one. It feels so nice too. And technically, what does this one look like again as well? I've forgotten. The covers of these books also look really pretty as well. I swear it's always like the. This might sound bad. I might not mention it then because it's technically the same as the last one too. But I won't mention that thing because not gonna look so good. But like I like the covers of these two and the one I just shown, and I like the feel of these covers too because they're quite soft and nice too. So yeah, there you go. I know I'm not mentioning a lot about like the synopsis of some of these books. That's just because I have either forgotten or maybe just forgotten. So yeah, give me a minute. These books are quite tall, and for the shelf that they're on, they're quite taller than the other books, and the books on top of them are kind of like uneven because these ones are so tall. So not that you needed to know, but I just thought to let you know either way. Come on, in the shelf you go. Can't go anywhere else because your predecessor was there. Oh, that's why it's not going in. I just damaged it. Oh. Don't you just hate it when you damage a book because you're trying to put it back in and then you end up damaging it? Anyway, next one. The ugliest book on your shelf. Do I have an ugliest book on the shelf? That's technically in terms of my book, because there is a few that of mine and mum's on here. So what would I consider the most ugly book? I guess I would go with this one because I'm not technically attracted to the cover of it, which is Bloodborne by Catherine Fox. Now, I technically do know somewhat of this one, which is about a pathologist who is investigating like a R-word gang one. So, and she's investigating it, and it's the most difficult case for her. Now, I mainly got this because of the blurb on the back, which is what I was interested in. Now, the cover for me is not the most, doesn't look that good. It's just literally just this. Again, this was from an op shop, so not that it had any other book cover versions of it anyway, but it's not the most pretty one in my opinion. But like everyone says, you shouldn't really judge a book by its cover, really. So I'm gonna do that. So there you go. Next one, shortest book on your bookshelf. Now I believe an overall. I'm just gonna quickly compare two books. One of them is one I've mentioned already, but we'll see which one is shorter. Because how long is this one? Please give me a minute. This one is technically 95 pages. This one's shorter. So the shortest book I have on my bookshelf is Animal Farm by George Orwell at 95 pages. Now this one is technically a classic one, which is the about animals and the kind of like, I wouldn't say capitalist. Just basically their owners forget to feed them one night, and then they have this debacle of like, I should be leader sort of thing, is how I understand it. So there you go. Again, I haven't read it, even though I got this like last year. Also, if you keep hearing me kick something, I'm literally kicking like a box that has Coke cans in it. Sorry. The next one, I might as well just keep holding this one up because it's technically the answer to it, which is longest book on your bookshelf. Wait, I'm going to quickly compare because there's two of these books that are quite long. Both by the same author, but which one is longer? That's the question. Also, I hate the texture of this paper. I think the one in my here is longer. Let's see. Yeah, this one's longer. This one's longer. So the longest book I have on my bookshelf is It by Stephen King. Now, if you haven't read this by surprise yet, it is about these group of kids and how they go up against this clown named Pennywise and how they defeat it once it comes back again 27 years later and they're all adults, and how they learn to overcome their fears in a way and defeat the clown. So this one has 1,375 pages, if I remember correctly. 76. There you go. 376 pages. This took me so long, but as much as I enjoyed it, it was quite long. But it's definitely worth it though. Next one, which I have to go in my room to go get, because I always have the current books I'm reading in my room with me, which is, what book are you currently reading? So, give me a minute. Okay, so the book that I'm currently reading is called Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. Now, if you didn't see my my video about the books I got for Christmas in 2022, this was one of them. It's about this son of a rock star named Luke Odell, and how he needs to clean up his image, so he has a fake boyfriend named Oliver Blackwood, I think his last name is. Yeah, Blackwood. And they're kind of like very much opposite of each other. Luke is kind of like this person who likes to stay up late, do these kind of, I wouldn't say outrageous things because they're not outrageous really. Just likes to have like the rock star kind of style, if you would like to call it that way. And then like, sorry, it's just very dusty because I haven't picked up in a long time. And then there's Oliver, who's I said barista last time? Barrister. I was meant to say barrister. And ethical vegetarian. So they're kind of like very opposite of each other. I'm not that far in. I'm only up to like page 132. Again, this is because I'm technically watching Supernatural at the same time. So I know that I said I was only going to read Heartstopper while I'm watching Supernatural. That only lasted so long. So that's the book I'm currently reading. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there for now because I don't want to go back to my room right now. So next one is, what book are you hoping to read next? Now, I've said this previously that I don't plan out what I'm reading in order. It's just more of what I am attracted to at the moment. So, like, for example, I'm just going to say this hypothetically because I'm not going to say it's actually going to happen. But let's say I hypothetically finish Boyfriend Material in the next 2 days. I will put it back, wait a few days till I actually feel like reading again. And then when I actually feel like reading again, I'll come in, look at my bookshelf, and whatever my eyes land on, and I feel like I really want to read that specific one, I'll grab it. So let's say I hypothetically finish Boyfriend Material in 2 days, and then 5 days after finishing it, I feel like reading. I'll walk in, and then I might say I really want to read The Love Hypothesis. So that's how I kind of pick my book. So I can't necessarily say. What I'm basically trying to say is I don't have an answer. That's just my long-winded way of saying I don't know. So that's kind of answered the question. So hopefully, yeah. So, what underhyped books on your shelf do you like? Do I have any underhyped books on my bookshelf that I've read? I might go with this one because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it technically. And it was technically one that I read at school, which is The Dangerous Days of Daniel X by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge. I loved this. I think I attempted to read it twice. First time I gave up because not that I gave up, it was more just like I had to return it because it was the libraries. And then I think I read fully the copy that the teacher let me read, just as long as I returned it. Which, yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about this. Not know, but I think technically it's a child's book, so I don't think a lot of adults have read this, which I really want to read again because it's been a few years. It's been like 9 years since I've read this, so I really want to read it again. But I do love this book. It's quite good, and I do think it's underhyped because if you remember when I last rented it, which I don't remember when, I literally can't find this in like a bookstore, like your first hand kind of bookstores. So like ones that have like all the books in like multiple different prints of them. I can't find this anywhere, so I literally got this and some of the series from a second-hand bookstore, which I'm grateful for, and which I'm really glad my friend enabled me to do because, like he said at the time, you don't know when you're going to find it again, which he was right. So, yeah, that's one that's underhyped. Definitely. It's definitely a great book. It's about aliens, guys. Aliens. So that's the one that I think that's underhyped. And again, ask me in a few years. after I've read like a few more books, because I'm sure there's more that's underhyped that I haven't read yet. So yeah. And last question is, what are your current top 3 favorite books? What are my top 3 favorite books? I don't know. Let me see, guys, of what I've read. Like fully, and I'm gonna go into like the ones that I half read or haven't finished it. And I'm gonna go into them because just gonna quickly go to movie because there's one literally behind where I've placed my computer. Again, this is one that I've technically made a few times on the channel before, I think. But I'll show you once I have like a few more on hand. What other ones do I have that are top 3? I'm gonna try not. This one was quite good. I liked it. What's another one that I liked? This one, I can't forget this one. It's my favourite movie as well. Let me try and get it out. So, my top 3 favourite books of the current times are The Ice Dragon by George R.R. Martin. It's about this girl who gets along with an ice dragon. That's basically what I remember from this book. So, that's that one. Put that one back. Next one is one which I'm sure everyone's heard of by now, and I've mentioned a few times before. Heartstopper by Alice Oman. Nick and Charlie. How they meet each other and how they became boyfriend and boyfriend. So yeah. And I also love the other relationships that I mentioned in it as well. So like the Tao and Elle. I think that's what. And Elle and like Darcy. I forgot her partner's name, but also them as well. So I'll put that one down, but I'll put this one back because I can't do it with both hands. Because it's literally behind the computer. And the last one is, which again, been a while since I've read this book, but The Maze Runner. Now, I think I've said this before. No, I don't think I have said this before. This is not the original cover that I had of The Maze Runner. I originally had the movie tie-in version. If you don't know what a movie tie-in version is, I'll show you basically on another book I have. It's basically where it has the adaptation on the cover. So something like this, as this is the adaptation for The Knife of Never Letting Go. So yeah, so this is not the original cover I had. I had lent it to a friend, and she kept saying that she was going to return it. But every time I reminded her, she said, oh, I forgot. So I ended up just saying, keep it. And so I got another one. So it's not the original one I had. Like I said, I had the movie tie-in version. Enough of that. That's not the original question. This is The Maze Runner. About a boy named Thomas who wakes up in this box who leads him to the maze, and they have to escape it. And they're part of this trial thing. Yeah, so those are my top 3 favourite books at the moment, or current top 3. So like, just to reiterate, it was The Ice Dragon by George R. Martin, Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, and The Maze Runner by James Dashner. So yeah, that is the Confidential Bookshelf Tag. So I hope you like this video. Again, this is going to be uploaded much later compared to where I'm filming it right now. Simply because I'm working on assessments right now and they kind of need my attention at the moment. So, and like I said earlier, I would try to upload more. But again, I can't guarantee things because I've technically already started looking into my units for next semester. And then the class registration for them is coming up soon. So it might be a little bit before I start doing that. Uploading more regularly again, but who knows, I might surprise you. So enough rambling. I feel like this whole video was a ramble, but I'll see you all next time, whenever that may be. Bye bye.